Retirement can be a rewarding and fulfilling phase of life. We finally get to spend more time with family, pursue hobbies and passions that may have been on hold, and simply enjoy the fruits of a long career. But if we're not careful, we can get blindsided by obstacles we never accounted for, or we can face unexpected challenges we never thought could happen to us. I'm Curtis Crossland, co-founder at Suttle Crossland Wealth Advisors, and I enjoy helping people build more tax-efficient retirements. Today, I'm going to break down 4 of the most common mistakes that can ruin retirement. My goal is to highlight the importance of every individual having their financial futures figured out by the time that they retire. The first thing that I want to cover on our list is underestimating how much you'll need. The premise seems simple: finish school, build a career, work for 40 years, and retire to a life of leisure. But a lot can change in the decades leading up to that, and life events can vary widely for each person. Family concerns, health concerns, economic concerns. Any one of these can create uncertainty, stagnation, or the impression that you've fallen behind. In BlackRock's 2023 Read on Retirement, only 56% of the participants felt that they were on track for retirement, and this was down 7% from 2022. Approximately 50% stated hardships set them back, with only 21% confident they will have enough money to last through retirement. Employers are also concerned. 3 in 4 plan sponsors worry that inflation is eroding retirement savings for their participants. So this raises a big question for retirees. If this is how people still working feel about their retirement prospects, what kind of influence can hardships and inflation have on someone who's already retired? These factors don't end just because you've stopped working. Life goes on. And while there are many different factors that can cause someone to run out of money, understanding potential life-changing events means we can run out of money before the end of our lives. One recent poll showed that 58% of respondents across generations reported a greatest retirement fear of outliving their assets due to poor planning or investment performance. This concern topped worries about trusting the wrong financial professional, losing control of assets in case of incapacity, falling victim to scams, inflation, and other issues. This could force some to seek employment or have to rely on others, either of which could take an emotional toll or possibly strain relationships. No one knows exactly how the future is going to unfold, but careful consideration of potential life events can help you avoid underestimating how much you'll need. The second thing to cover is failing to plan for healthcare needs. This is an area that can get quite complicated, as there's really no one-size-fits-all when it comes to the health of each individual. But taking a look at some of the averages related to healthcare costs can start to help us grasp the difficult challenge that is planning for future health needs. According to the CMS, a Department of Health and Human Services, U.S. healthcare spending grew in 2021, reaching $4.3 trillion, or roughly $12,900 per person. Medicare spending grew 8.4%, and private health insurance spending grew 5.8%. More alarmingly, out-of-pocket spending grew 10.4%, and prescription drug spending increased 7.8%. While these numbers are already daunting, it's important to note that these are just the averages. The National Health Expenditure data also shows that the per-person healthcare spending for the 65 and older population was over 5 times higher than spending per child, and almost 3 times the spending per working-age person. The CMS also projects that by 2031, nursing care facilities and continuing care retirement communities' out-of-pocket payments collectively are projected to total $186 billion. Compare that to the historical estimate of $135 billion for 2021, and you have the potential for a 37% increase in a 10-year stretch. So what's the bottom line? Insurance can be a wonderful thing, but it may not always cover the exact costs of your specific needs. And while it's easy to deal with and consider the averages, there can be a huge amount of variance between your golden years and someone else's. So the question becomes, how have you thought about those needs? And in addition, what impact can that have on your own situation? Failing to plan for healthcare needs and future costs can have a huge impact on the longevity of your assets. Third on our list is ignoring long-term thinking. Another common mistake that can end up costly is ignoring long-term thinking as it relates to you. People may assume that just because they're 65 or older, the need to think in longer terms isn't as applicable. This really isn't the case. According to the CDC, the average 65-year-old has a life expectancy of an additional 18.3 years. This means some are likely to outlive that average, and more people are living past 90. And what about spousal situations where health and longevity factors may be different? One of the biggest areas of longevity that is often overlooked is the decision on when to take Social Security. Do you take it early at 62, full retirement age, or do you wait until 70? Starting Social Security before your full retirement age comes with the reduced monthly benefit for the rest of your life. Taking Social Security at full retirement age avoids any reduction, but if you delay beyond full retirement age, the monthly benefit increases with delayed retirement credits. These credits can be earned each month up to age 70 and can increase benefits by about 8% per year. For individuals or couples that delay until 70, there's a chance to earn a significantly higher lifetime payout amount if they end up living long enough. But there's something else to consider when it comes to couples. What happens when one partner dies before the other? It's important to note that you don't get to claim both benefits. It's one or the other, whichever is higher. So in a very real sense, the age you choose to start your benefit could have a significant and very real impact on a surviving spouse. Ignoring this long-term thinking can have undesired consequences. The fourth and last item on our list here is overlooking emotional and social needs. As Fred Rogers once said, often when you think you're at the end of something, you're at the beginning of something else. Leaving behind work can mean leaving behind friends, a support network, responsibilities, and purpose. Some may feel a sense of loss or confusion on what comes next, while others may have a fleeting sense of euphoria. Finding meaning in retirement may be easy for some or more difficult process for others. A 2012 study found that retirees experience a sugar rush of well-being and life satisfaction directly after retirement, followed by a sharp decline in happiness a few years later. There's no specific cause for the crash cited. However, in a separate retirement study, researchers found that people living in retirement communities reported higher levels of life satisfaction and fewer depressive symptoms if they were involved with low to moderate levels of volunteer work than those who weren't. A similar finding by Carnegie Mellon found that older adults who had volunteered at least 200 hours within the prior year reported greater increases in psychological well-being than those who did not. While we don't know the exact reasons why some people are happy and content in retirement and others are not, staying social, finding purpose, and staying active appear to be important aspects of good mental and physical health as we age in retirement. So can we draw any conclusions from this look? Well, the common theme with a lot of the mistakes that people make when entering retirement tend to stem from a general lack of knowledge or planning. This is somewhat understandable, as financial planning principles really aren't taught in schools at any level unless you choose financial planning as your vocation. But with careful planning and attention, each of the issues discussed can be addressed to help ensure that when you're finally ready to retire, you worry less about what you're missing and focus more on the people and experiences you're passionate about. It's also important to remember that there is no single blanket answer that covers everyone. Discovering what makes the most sense for you is going to be a journey. And if you don't have the time, desire, or expertise to take it on alone, getting professional guidance can help. Once again, I'm Curtis Crossland, co-founder and planner at Suttle, Crossland Wealth Advisors. And if you'd like to see how we can help you build a more tax-focused retirement, check us out at www.suttlecrossland.com.